Alright, what's going on, people? For those of you who do not know, on April 17th and 9 days later, on April 26th of this year, dozens of women were arrested by members of the Nigerian police force. These women were arrested from nightclubs, from hotels, and even on the street on the allegations that they were prostitutes, or sex workers. These women were then detained, assaulted, and even raped. They were raped with different kinds of items. Some of the women mentioned that officers of the Nigerian police, put sticks into their private parts. Some of them said they were raped without condoms. Others said they were raped with makeshift condoms, like made with a pure water nylon. And the women who could afford their own bail, they bribed the police officers and they were granted bail. An assistant commissioner of police by the name of Mr. Abayomi Shogunle, he denounced all these things by saying, well, for those people making noise, you have to know that prostitution is against the constitution of Nigeria, and it is also a sin in the major religions, and the residents of the Federal Capital Territory frown against prostitution. So that's the man's defense, and this man is the head of this man is the head of a complaint response unit. One of the problems we have in Nigeria is that people are well educated. They have BSc, PhD, LLB, Jabba, this and that, but they lack a grasp of social issues. So a well-educated Nigerian will still come out to tell you that, well, if a lady is not a prostitute, why is she going to the club? Or she's not a prostitute, why is she wearing a miniskirt? Trying to police the actions of women in the country. These people don't realize that, a lady can decide to go to a club alone or go with her friends on a girls' night out. They want to go there, drink, dance, party, have fun, and go back home. They're not looking for any guy. They're not looking for a boyfriend or one night stand or money. They just want to go and have fun. But the average Nigerian person has the mindset that when you see a woman in these settings or women, they're looking for something. Either they're looking for a husband or they're sex workers looking for someone to take them home. And this is the reason why when this kind of incidents happen, sometimes women lack support. Another thing that the average Nigerian is, especially a Nigerian man, the one thing that we are is that we are hypocritical. Go about condemning sex workers and sex work. We condemn it and say, well, no, it's bad, it's this and that. But all these years, these sex workers are still running their businesses. They are still in business. If you go to Empire at Jibowu in Lagos, so many buildings in one area, from ground floor to 10th floor, filled with sex workers. Even when there's no space, the landlord who owns the building will call a contractor, say, come and remove one room, extra room from this one room here. So divide it into two. The landlords will even do this so that they can accommodate more girls in those buildings. At night, the girls are outside. If there's no patronage, they can't pay the rent. The landlord cannot maintain the buildings. The people who sell paranga and all the other, things that people drink there, they'll be out of business. But till today, these sex workers are still thriving. And Empire is just one location. There's other places, Allen, etc., and that's just Lagos. Now, talk about the other states in Nigeria. So there's a reason why sex work, thrives in Nigeria. That's because men patronize them. Don't be surprised that man that you look up to, whether it's at your church or your mosque or your office or your local government, don't be surprised that man patronizes sex workers. I mean, if nobody patronizes them, they'll be out of business. But they are not. They are still in business. Then when you probe further, a Nigerian person will tell you, well, it's against my religion. Do you know how many other things that you do that are against your religion? Even lying is against the tenets of major religions. Many of us, to gain admission, we use Odu, cheats, to pass exams. The parents have to talk to the one lecturer, find a way to put you on supplementary list. You don't complain. You didn't complain about that. You guys would contribute money, give to lecturer on his birthday, you know, so that you don't fail his course. You don't complain about that. But I think the average Nigerian, especially the men, were very hypocritical, and the things that we condemn, that's what they find us. We try to use religion to condemn all these things, but at the end of the day, it's a selective condemnation. So we ignore some crimes and we try to punish other crimes. While growing up in Lagos, you know, I on a particular day I saw a policeman, you know, on duty with his AK-47. He was doing his belt like this, you know, coming out of, you know, a building filled with sex workers. So obviously this policeman on duty, he went to relieve himself, you know, conge and all that stuff. He went to download, and he came out, you know, adjusting his belt and going back to his duty post. People are quick to shout, sex work is against Nigerian law. Nigeria doesn't support it. It's against our constitution. But do you know how many things you and I do that are against the Nigerian constitution? The Nigerian custom officers, before they give you passport, whether you are in Nigeria or you are abroad, they will extort you seriously. Is that not against Nigerian law? Hundreds of things we do every single day that are against Nigerian law. But when it comes to women issues, women's body, sex work, you remember Nigerian law. You put it on your head. Nigerian law. Now let's talk about the general treatment of women, you know, in Nigeria. I have to admit to you that Nigeria is one of the toughest places to be a woman, and up to this day, it's almost impossible for a woman to rent an accommodation by herself. So a lady wants to rent self-contained. The landlord will, imagine an adult lady, the landlord will be telling them to go and bring their husband or their fathers. Say, Obìnrin Dagbaleo, Ashewoni. A woman cannot, you know, rent a house on her own. No, she must be a sex worker. She must be a whore. Any women, they go and look for men and say, okay, come and stand up my husband, so I can get this apartment. You know, even if you are 30 plus and you are not married, they are going to discriminate against you. They say, you see, Ashewoni, she's a prostitute. That's why she's not married. She wants to be sleeping around. You know, just being a woman walking down the street, people call you, they call you left and right. If you don't answer them, they say, shut up. You say, you don't even find yourself. You know, when you go to the market, and you are walking your way through the market, the guys that are selling stuff, they're pulling the women left, pulling them. When they say, leave me alone. You say, see as you be safe. You know, if I will go marry this one, who go marry you? See as you ugly, see as you war. As a woman in Nigeria now, you cannot go to club. If you go, Ashewoni, she's a whore, she's a prostitute, she's this and that, you know. If you go to parties and you dance, they say, look at her, she's dancing because she's looking for who to take her home. Women are being discriminated against, you know. So I think we need to understand that individuals have their own freedom. This freedom includes, you know, where to go, how to dress, you know, what to do with your own body. The people have no right to tell you how to dress. You know, a woman's mode of dressing is her own individual right. Nigeria is not a Muslim country. It's not a Christian country. It's a secular country. Our constitution is a secular constitution, which means that people are not bound by religious rules. So some states in the north have adopted Sharia, but for other parts of the country where we have not adopted Sharia, we have a secular constitution which respects all kinds of religious views, social ideas, you know, all kinds of backgrounds and all kinds of identities. Unfortunately, people do not follow, are not acquainted with the law, or they just want to remain primitive. And that's why we have this kind of treatment of women, you know, the way it is. So a lady wears a miniskirt. What happens in Nigeria, in the market? They will say, hey, you want naked before, Abi? You pull her clothes down. She be cooking one naked before. More naked you. You know, what right do you have to pull down a lady's clothes? And people will support them. People will say, yes, well, she got what she deserved. You know, men, when you are doing this stuff, this kind of things, when you support these kind of things, remember your own daughters too, you know. Remember your children. You don't want them to be treated in this way. You don't want your daughter going to a club and then a police officer raping her. You know, you cannot tell people not to go to clubs. If you want to sit down at home, sit down at home. But you cannot look at women going to a club and then, you know, assume that they are prostitutes. This kind of misogynistic thinking, you know, it's very rampant in Nigeria. You cannot see a lady wearing a short skirt or a tight jeans and you assume she's a prostitute or she's a sex worker. I mean, she wants to wear a tight jeans. Leave her alone. Look away. If you want to look at it, look. Continue your own way. It's not your position to come and meet her and start telling her, hey, madam, go and change. I remember there was a case, you know, I think in the Senate. Was it in Nigeria or in Kenya? I'm not sure. A female politician, she was a member of the House of Representatives. The male members of the House, they asked her to go back home and go and change her skirt. This woman wasn't even wearing a short skirt. She was wearing a normal skirt, but she was a very busty and curvy woman. So, as you'd expect, her body filled up the whole cloth. And you won't believe that some male legislators demanded that she went back home to change her clothes. You know, what kind of stupidity is that? How dare you think you have a right to force an adult to act the way you want them to act? See, everybody has their individual freedoms, and when a person has come of age, a legal adult, you are not in the position to tell them whatever to do with their lives. Now, back to the Nigerian law on prostitution or sex work. You know, Nigerian law states that sex work is illegal and pimping is also illegal. But so operating a brothel where you have sex workers in there is also not allowed according to the Nigerian law. But it's impossible when you see a lady dancing in a club, going to a club, it's impossible to tell if she's a sex worker or not. So let's even assume these police officers were trying to follow the law. How did they know that these women were sex workers? Yeah, I'm not going to write on my forehead that I'm a sex worker. I'm not going to write it. So how do they know? That's assuming that they want to do their job, because they are not after those women to do their job. We know, because Empire is a very big location for prostitutes in Lagos, Allen, all these places. Brothels exist, big buildings with women inside, only doing sex work. You know, and the police officers don't go there to raid. In fact, they go there to patronize. You know, so it begs the question. You know, it makes us wonder, what was their intention in going to that Abuja place, to that club in Abuja, to raid those women and assault them? Why? You know, something else that needs to be said is, what's going to happen to these police officers? They shouldn't go unpunished. If they go unpunished, then it's a slap, you know, on our legal system. You cannot treat women like that, harm them, assault them, and then go scot-free. I think we need to make our voices louder and prevent, you know, and bring these police officers to book and prevent such things from happening again. You know, I just read recently that the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Abayo Mishogunle, the one that wrote those nonsense, you know, on Twitter, I just heard that he has been removed as the head of the response unit. So this is a very good development. So we need the other officers who were involved, we need them, you know, they need to be arrested and they need to be prosecuted and jailed. You know, rape is a very serious offense. So rape is a very, very serious offense. I think in places like Nigeria and, you know, some other African countries, we don't understand the value, you don't understand the gravity of raping a woman. You know, you think that you just do it and ashegbe, but it's not ashegbe. So you guys, tell me what you think. Of course, please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And yeah, catch you on the next video. Bye.